First of all, allow me to acknowledge and thank everybody sitting here today and many more joining us virtually back at your offices. As I was commuting my way from traveling from Mogadishu to here, I was reflecting on and then looking at the landscape in between Mogadishu and dhow, at the livelihoods and the nature of the Somali people and the various activities that we are carrying to bring about transformation in their life. So although there are more pressing issues in the security front, in the HIPIC initiative, it was very important for me to come and attend this meeting and listen to what people who save lives on regular basis are thinking about and dwelling with. This is the reality check for us as the leadership of the country. The discussion on the humanitarian crisis that is both reoccurring, cyclical, and creating havoc in the lives of the Somali people is the point of departure. Over 3 million Somalis are in IDPs. Almost half our population is vulnerable to climatic shocks and always in a situation of dire humanitarian needs. That is our point of departure. So the insights, the information, and the realities that are addressed in this forum would be informing our activities in the other fronts. The reason why we are waging a very aggressive war against Al-Shabaab is to address one of the root causes of the current situation, which is insecurity. So before we talk about IDPs and gatekeepers, we need to, as a government, address one of the root causes, which is conflict as a driver of poverty, war, and displacement. That is a root cause issue, and its attention needs to be resolved in the security debate and economic sphere. As we talk about completion of the debt relief program, we must know that our point of departure is a population that faces serious set of socioeconomic issues. And that is why we have people from around the world sitting with us here today in dhow, trying to resolve this perpetual issue with us. I have taken note of the insights, the observations made by the experts and the practitioners. A field like that of humanitarian assistance could be overwhelming at times. It is very easy to criticize each other and highlight the shortcomings, but often that leads to taking our eyes away from the much more normative and moral and important work that every one of you is doing. Of course, we must address the systemic impediments to the efficiency of this process, and I will get to that. But let's begin by acknowledging the positive, important, and life-saving measures that the young men and women in this forum, and many more, in the form of donors, in the form of local NGOs, in the form of federal member states, federal governments, implementing partners. It is a very complex enterprise, very difficult to manage. Therefore, the need to have a dialogue. And it's very easy. You know, there is a Somali proverb that says, you can only quench your thirst for water by utilizing your own hands or palms. So after 30 years of being dependent on humanitarian aid, often at times, many Somalis find themselves a bit disenchanted with this cycle that is not coming to an end. But to bring that cycle to an end, it needs a whole host of integrated activities. As I think representatives from the World Food Program were alluding to, we cannot keep on continuing working on humanitarian assistance. Perhaps it is about time that some of those agencies that have the competence and the resources to invest in durable solutions, resilience, and dealing with much more complex structural issues. So for us as the federal government, we are very acutely aware of our point of departure. which is the discussion in this room.